Um, our immune system is well equipped with cells that protect us against cancer and infection. And if a person doesn't have good immune system, then this person are really in big trouble with respect to recovery, quick recovery from the disease, and more susceptibility to acquire this disease. For example, catch cold is so easy, and someone sneeze in the elevator, for example. So, and I know a person who seeks emergency care just for catch cold. So, because their immune system is so weak, not able to defend them against something as simple as flu, for example. How about hepatitis C? How about HIV? How about cancer? All of that more heavyweight diseases need to be considered as well. So there are two cells in our body, or immune cells. They're considered to be first line of defense against cancer and infection. One called natural killer cells, and the other called cytotoxic T lymphocyte, or CTL. These cells, two types of cells, are first line of defense against cancer and viral infection. BioBran, fortunately, is able to enhance the activity of these cells, make them stronger, make them able to fight the disease. So a person who doesn't have good immune system, he has an opportunity to use BioBran in order to enhance the quality of these cells. The cells in his body become stronger and will able to fight the disease. So someone who has a problem with family history of cancer, for example, people who smokes a lot, people who drinks alcohol and wines and such stuff a lot, their immune system frequently getting deteriorated and they become more susceptible to disease, which is viral infection, cancer as well. So BioBran could be very helpful for these people to prevent these diseases. So prevention, yes, it's a very good or prophylactic agent. Yes, BioBran can serve in this category. And not only that, but also if someone is struck with the disease like cancer, for example, still have a great opportunity to use BioBran beside the chemotherapy he's taking. Our earlier clinical trials showed that patients treated with chemotherapy, and these patients are liver cancer patients or hepatocellular carcinoma. Our results published in peer-reviewed journal almost 8 years ago, showing that these patients, if add BioBran to their chemotherapy, they have greater opportunity to survive much better, to less recurrence of the disease as compared to group who are given only chemotherapy. So it's still, if someone got cancer, they had a great opportunity to use BioBran to get better results than giving chemotherapy alone. Yes, as I told earlier, natural killer cells are first line of defense against the cancer. If this type of cells are struck badly by inhibiting factors, for example, gasoline from the car we're inhaling, the polluted most of big cities, smoking, drinking, stress, all of the things influence our immune system and they make our body more susceptible to diseases. Add to this people who has family history, mother who has cancer, daughter, we don't say she will get cancer, but we can say she is more susceptible to cancer. Father has cancer, means son also more susceptible to get cancer. We don't say son will get cancer, but we say he more susceptible to get cancer. So all of these people are good, can get benefited from BioBran because they have to overcome these diseases or prevent them from happening by taking just the simply BioBran. So this is just a very amazing product because it boosts our immune system to fight disease, and that's called preventive agent or prophylactic agent. But in addition, if someone already has cancer or viral infection, still can use BioBran.
Over 25 years ago.
Well, in the early 90s, I was very interested to see a natural products that able to boost the immune system because it has less side effects or even no side effects at all. That was my interest of study. So I was trying to test many different kind of natural product, and BioBran was one of them, which I injected or treated mice with BioBran. 2 days later, I found that the immune system significantly enhanced, or natural killer cells specifically, in a short time, as early as 48 hours. So exactly what I wrote at that time, this sentence almost I'm still keeping with me, that it showed what I felt at that time. I thought they were too good to be true, and I thought something must be wrong. So I did the experiment again to see whether or not to improve, to see the same results, which I got it earlier. The results were so fantastic. That was inspired me, and I wrote these lines back almost 25 years ago, because that was turning point for my research and my career in general for the last 25 years. BioBran is a very fascinating product, entirely safe product, and has the ability to boost the immune system. Most of the types which have the natural killer cell, cytotoxic T lymphocyte, increased cytokine, and that is better for giving cytokines from that manufactured in the lab. The cells, cytokines like interferon alpha or beta or gamma, all of this interleukin 2 manufactured in the laboratory are associated with severe side effects, like headache, nausea, bone marrow suppressions, all of these kind of diseases. And you didn't need to suffer from that, because you can stimulate your body to secrete these cytokines, and the BioBran does this job. Yeah.
Right.
Well, when we started working with BioBran, myself and my team of researchers, early 1990s, we started basically, as usual, with what we call it flask or in vitro studies. You have the incubator, you culture the immune cells with BioBran, keep it for 1 day, 2 days, and to see what kind of changes happen for the cells. And it was very interesting to see that BioBran can boost the activity of natural killer cell, make them stronger. Stronger means that they can kill cancer cell much better than cells without BioBran treatment. So that is very simple, where we culture the NK cell with the cancer cell for 4 hours. Then we examine how many cells have been killed after 4 hours. That's a very simple test. So that's what we did. So we found the results many times are very reliable. And then we thought, okay, in vitro studies, which represent phase 1 in our study, is very successful. We have to move the second phase. Second phase, which means animal bearing tumor. Mice or rat have tumor. And we tested, as well as in our laboratory, as well as came from other labs as well. We neuroblastoma, animal bearing neuroblastoma, gastric cancer, mammary carcinoma, liver cancer, all of these have been tested very successfully. So the animal has tumor, and we treated with either by mouse or injected or by BioBran, whatever the method was, and we found that natural killer cell activity significantly enhanced in these animals, and that was associated with tumor reduced in size, reduced in volume, and in weight. So we found great association between enhancement of natural killer cell activity of this animal associated with decrease in tumor volume, tumor size, tumor incidence, all of these things. That was very encouraging results. Then we thought, okay, let us see stage 3, which is our ultimate goal. We want to help cancer patients. If this is whether or not BioBran can help cancer patients, as the same way happened with animal-bearing tumor, because many drugs have been used and have shown efficacy for treating animal-bearing tumor, but they fail when they tested in human. So that is a big issue here, and that was a very big challenge for us. We did first study in 2005 to 2008, over 3 years with Dr. Bang at military hospital in Vietnam, and patient has liver cancer, or called hepatocellular carcinoma, and this study was very, very special for me because we thought that this is a real challenge now. We are in front of patients and very bad type of disease, which is liver cancer, and we waited for the results after 3 years. The results was just fantastic, unbelievable, and have been published these results in peer review journal in 2010, Anti-Cancer Research. What did we find that in this result? That group of patients treated with chemotherapy alone versus group of patients treated with chemotherapy plus BioBran. At 24 months after treatment, we found 7% of patients still survive in the first group giving chemotherapy alone, while almost 35% of patients still survive after 24 months in the second group that given chemotherapy plus BioBran. So it's increased survival rate of the patients. Number two, it was associated with less recurrence. 25% of recurrence in the second group as compared 35 or 37% or something, 47% with patient is given only chemotherapy. Alpha-fetoprotein also was significant change. All of that was really very, very interesting results. Quality of life was very great. So that was very good study we did. And then after that, a lot of studies, clinical trials came from our lab, from our study, as well as from others' lab all over the world. We did a study this year, 2018, where we found that simply natural killer cell activity in geriatric subjects with people over age of 56, and they were able, BioBran was able to boost the natural killer cell activity, which is, we know that age associated with decline of NK function. When getting older, our immune system getting deteriorated. In this group of subjects, when you give them BioBran, NK activity return back for as if they are still teenagers. Your immune system is still really very, very good. So that is new study. We haven't done it before, and it was done very successfully, published in peer review journals, and you can see it in PubMed and others. Another study also came from our school as well, or we part of it, the study, is the hepatitis C. Imagine that you can treat hepatitis C or cure them, the patient is with BioBran. We did this study 2016, almost 2 years ago. Group of patients have hepatitis C virus, chronic hepatitis C virus, treated with BioBran. Our control group was hepatitis C patients, another group treated with interferon gamma, or pegylated interferon. And the results was quite similar. Being in big city, so the pollution is a very major factor for suppressing the immune system, where we inhale all of this polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons from the gasoline from the cars. People who smoke, people who drink, unfortunately, they cannot stop for some reason or other. If they can, that would be great, but if they can't, we advise them to take BioBran, because this will might be helping them to suffer from diseases like infection, cancer as well. So people who has also cancer, I think we just tell them that there is a product here. There is something that can help you. And the result is coming from 2017 about cancer incidence and mortality in 2017. Over 600,000 people have been reported on the death people because of cancer, and around 300 something for men, 280 something for females. And this is really tells you simply that the treatments of cancer, current treatments, which is chemotherapy and radiation, is not able to conquer the disease. We need something else to help. And I think BioBrain can be helpful in this regard. He can shake hand with chemotherapy to do a better job than chemotherapy alone. Yeah. It is very important.